welcome to Cross My Stitches. My name is Jackie and today is February 9th, I believe, 2023. This is episode number 82 and I am filming today from my dining room on my new dining room set. So I have this big picture window in front of me, so I got plenty of light so I can shoot this video, and you can see into part of my kitchen and part of my living room over here. I'm so glad to be back again. I hope you guys enjoyed that series of what's in my cabinet, the stash dive that I did. There ended up being 9 videos to go through all the patterns that I own, except for the patterns that are kitted up. So I will do that on a separate video. Hopefully within the next week or so, I will get that out because I do have some wonderful patterns in there that are fully kitted that I have not started yet. So I'll share those as well. I don't know if this is going to be a long video or not. I have a new segment planned. I have some finishes. I have whips. I have winners to the drawings that we did for last video. And a couple other things I want to talk about. So I do have notes in front of me, so you'll see me looking down so I can figure out what I want to talk about. So let's start off with the last several videos. I had some comments that I wanted to share. Just questions that I wanted to answer. I figured other people might be interested in those answers, so I'm going to do that now. The first one was, and it was a viewer, I couldn't find the comment where it was. I don't know if it was in 81 or 80. Episode 80, I had talked about Bringo and that I dreaded working on Miss Christmas Eve, and all I did was the back stitching on her, but they said I didn't show her, so I'm going to show her and show you where she's at. And of course I'm talking about Miss Christmas Eve from Mirabilia, and this is where she's at. I've got her on a board. She's a little wrinkled, but as you can see, I got all the back stitching done in her arms, her face, all along here. So she is ready to be beaded. And I love this piece. I don't know why I'm dreading the beading. I'm going to try to start her beading in her dress, and I'm going to try doing it by hand. I had heard somebody said that they bead by hand, so I'm like, okay, I can try that. So I'm going to try beading by hand and see how that works. I still need to pick up, I'd like to get some invisible thread to use for the beading. So when I go to Hobby Lobby next week, that's what I'll do. I'll pick up the invisible thread to use for that. So that is Miss Christmas Eve. I am dying to have her finished because she is my oldest whip. But I also have not found the frame that I want for her. And the issue is I want an oval frame, and they're hard to find when you're thrifting. So I'm going to continue looking. She may not get framed for quite a while, but I'm going to keep looking for that oval frame that is not going to cost me an arm and a leg, and get her framed at some point. The next question was, it was from, and I'm going to try to find the picture real quick. A viewer asked about the miter saw. She said, oh, you got a miter saw. What does it look like? And where'd you get it? So let me see if I still have the picture of my miter saw. There it is. Okay, so my husband bought me a miter saw and a stand for it at Christmas, and he went to Harbor Freight. Now, I've owned a Harbor Freight miter saw before. It's a compound miter saw. This one is I think it's a 12-inch, and the one I had before was a 16 when we lived in Florida. But this is a 12-inch, plenty big enough for what I want to do. This is what it looks like, and I'm hoping my camera will show. That's the two of them standing there, and it's their type of brand of miter saw and stand. And it says they are, trying to see if there's a name. Chicago Electric is the name of them. And it's a 10-inch miter saw, which is a compound miter saw, which means it has the rotation device. You know, it can rotate and stuff. And then the stand that attaches to the miter saw sits on top of and is mounted to, so it stays there permanently. So my husband has it all set up for me in the garage so I can roll it out onto the drive when I want to use it, but it's been too cold. Today would have been a perfect day to use it, but it is so windy outside. It is like a windstorm out there. I went out to the mailbox to drop off something to get in the mail, and I felt like I was going to get blown away. So it is very strong. All the pine cones from our trees out in the side of our yard are in the yard right now because they all blew off the trees and they're all over the yard. There's big pine cones all over my backyard. So, which is not good because now we have to go pick them up. Those are the ones I got. My husband did get them at Harbor Freight. It is a good quality saw. You have to buy the blade separately. And we did pick a good quality blade from there as well. And I haven't used it yet. So when I do, I'll be sure to share it with you guys. The next question was about the bear that was hanging, or it was sitting on my filing cabinet. And it was Lori, and she asked about this one, it is called Bear BQ. Bear BQ, I think that's what it's called. And it's from Tempting Tangles. So I did this a couple years ago. It used to hang in the motorhome when we had it. And she had asked me about it. I told her it was Tempting Tangles. It was from an old Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I would find out what issue. She got back with me and told me that she was able to find it on the Tempting Tangles website, which is great. But this also triggered my new designer focus. To put a focus on designers that are not so well known to everyone, you know, the Brenda Gervais and the Plum Street Samplers, but other designers that are really awesome designers that you may not know about that have just beautiful patterns. So this episode, I'm going to talk about Tempting Tangles designs and the designs that are on their website, and I'll insert that later on in the video and go over that with you and tell you how to reach out to them so that you can check out their patterns. But this one I absolutely love. It's got like a little woodsy bear, woodsy bear on the back with the cabin, and it's just so cute. And I love this design. So I'll share that with you later on in the video. And then those are the questions that I had. So let's talk about what I finished. So I did finish two of my two ornaments for January. So the first one was, and again, I need my phone. No, I don't even have to show you, do I? The first one was the Crystal Forest is from Serendipity Designs. It was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, one of the issues, the ornament issues. I think it's 2004. I could be wrong. If you want to know, you can ask below, and I'll be sure to give you that information. But here he is. And what I did was I did a lot of changing on this. They were called cryneck for the trees, but I ended up using Petite Treasure braid in a green. It's like a pine green. It's very, you can't see it. I'm trying to see if I can get it to sparkle. Nope. It's very sparkly. So I really love it. And then these stars and stuff are done in the glow in the dark white, which is the DMC glow in the dark white. I also changed his antlers to a darker color and did some glitter on those as well. And I'm sure you can't see that either, but it's really glittery, the whole design. It is done on a piece of, I don't think I know. I have no idea. It was just a scrap that I used. But he's all done. That was my first ornament. I joined the hashtag 12 and 23 ornament Sal, I think it is. I'll post it up here. There was a couple of them. There was 12 and 23. That was Caroling55 on Instagram was doing that this year. She did it last year, and I couldn't keep up. But this year, I'm determined to do 2 a month to try to catch up. So I am also following Christine Stitch All the Things, and she's doing 24 and 23. Ornie's Sal, again, it'll all be up here. And so that was my first one. So 2 a month. I was able to get it right under the wire to get the 2 done before the end of January. The second one is called A Merry Kitty Claus, and it is from Val Stuff. And again, just absolutely adorable. The hat, the little white brim on the hat is done with Whisper. And most of the call for colors, I might have changed out 1 or 2 of them, but for the most part, this is also in a Just Cross Stitch magazine. I believe it's 2007 ornament issue. but just too stinking cute. So I got that done, and I have a big enough piece where I can probably fit 3 more ornaments on it. So I'll have to look and see what other ones Val Stuff has done, if she has one for dogs. So those 2 are done, and then I finished 2 of the 3 that I had planned for February. So I wanted to jump on my ornaments first thing. That was the first thing. The 1st of February, I decided I was going to jump on my ornaments and get them done. This is the first one, and I cannot tell you. I just know it's called Pine Bow. Pine Bow. I had the design, but I had no name of who the designer was or anything, and I didn't even have a color legend for it. I just used my own colors, but this is how it came out, and it is on like this dusty blue fabric, and I used several colors of browns in there, and then the greens. It's not showing really green, but these are green and with a bow on it. So that's my first one. And I wish I had more information, but I don't. I had it for a long time, and I have no idea where it came from. And the second one is this here, which is Peace on Earth. And it is from the Sunflower Seed. It was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine. I'm looking to see if it says anything about what year. And of course it doesn't. No, it doesn't say what year it was in. I have all the issues on PDF from DVDs, so I did not write on this one where it came from, but it's a 2-parter. So you do Peace on Earth, and then you're supposed to stitch the second piece, which is this one, and do them back to back, but I think I'm doing 2 separate ornaments. It's good. Goodwill to Men. And I'll find a little star or something to put up there, but this is my first finish. And this is fast. You can do this in a day. So there's the first one. It's on a 28 count piece of linen that might be, nope, don't know. Don't have no idea, just a random piece of linen that's 28 count. And so I was glad to get those done, and I'll do the 3rd one before the end of February. So that was my finishes. And then what I worked on was, I have 2 sales that I'm doing. One that is the Grandma's Jewelry Box sale, that is Carolyn Manning. And then one is Life's a Journey with my friend Kim in Florida. And I'm going to share those with you first. So Life's a Journey. It is a 6-part series from Stony Creek that is from 2012. And this is the part that I finished by the end of January. Life's a Journey. And this is what the 6-part series looks like. And this is my finish for January. And this is a 28 count Spring Sage Lugana. I'm doing it 2/2. It has some sparklies in it right around the rim here, which you probably can't see because it's not really showing the sparklies. But it has Glisten Gloss, I believe it's called. So that was the first part. And then now I'm working on part 2, which is Take Time for Yourself. And this is where I'm at right now. I'm going to flip this so you can see that. So that's where it's at. It's coming along. This is a big clock right there. So that's a majority of the stitching I got to get done, and then it gets more sparse towards the bottom. And this is what it looks like so far together. Here, let me do it this way. Move this over. There it is. So I'm doing 3 across, 2 down is how I'm doing it, instead of a long skinny design. And I'm really enjoying stitching on it. It does have a lot of involved stitching in it, but it's going to be so pretty when it's done. So that's one that I worked on. The other one was Grandma's jewelry box. And part 1 looked like this. That's the first one. So I'll show you that, and it is completely done except for the beading. I am not putting the beading in until I completely stitch all the designs, because I do use a hoop and I don't want to crush the beads in a hoop, but I did do the cry neck on it. So there is this one here, and all these corners are cry neck. There's cry neck running throughout the middle, and I know you guys can't see it, but it is really beautiful. And then now I am stitching on part 2, which is more of like an Indian design. You want to see how windy it is? You probably see it through the glass and the glare. See the trees really blowing? It is windy. And part 2 looks like this. This is where I'm at with it so far. Really pretty Indian colors. Still have a long ways to go before the end of the month in getting this done. This is what the two of them look like together. There they are. I'm enjoying working on these because they're kind of small. They have a lot of detail, but lots of fun to stitch. And the last thing that I worked on, I think that was it, is my Four Seasons band sampler, because I was supposed to have this done by the end of January. That did not work. Doing Baringo really dug into me getting this sampler done before the end of January, so I'm still working on it, but I'm on the very bottom of it. I did do a lot of changes to the animals. I didn't like the color that that they were listed as. I ended up ripping all the colors out and re-putting the animals back in. This is what I'm talking about, my Four Seasons band sampler. This was out of Just Cross Stitch magazine, 2011, 4 separate issues. And again, I have this DVD, so I got it all and printed it all out. And this is where I'm at. So I'm on the very bottom, and this is where I'm at right here, trying to get this last part done. And then I have my name, and the date will go across here. That's 1/1. As you can see, the last time you saw this, the deer look more gray. They are now brown. I left the owls gray. I know I had several people comment about the fall one, that those are squirrels, not bunnies, and just words. Like I say, the words never come out right with me. I realized they were squirrels. I still realize they're squirrels. For some reason, bunny came out of my mouth and I didn't catch it. So, but thank you for letting me know. So the bunnies are all brown. I'm still debating on the trees, what I'm going to do there. I'm probably going to change those to some type of brown. I don't like that they're kind of grayish. I left the birds gray. And then the last thing I changed was the first one, which was the bunnies, which was the spring one. Hold on, let me get this folded right. Trying to grab it all isn't easy. So, nope, that's not going to work. Hold on. I have to flip it. There we go. There we go. Now we got it. So I changed the bunnies to brown. So I think they look much better now in the brown than they looked in the gray. So the band I'm working on the bottom is the same as this top one. So when you hold the whole thing up, it looks like this. It goes all the way down, and then I'm at that bottom. So I am continuing to work on this. I am not going to stop working on it until it's done. I am hoping to have this all done in February. I had plans on doing Welcome Winter, which was the drawn thread piece, and then also working on Spring Chalk, which was the bunny and the flowers. Those plans are probably going to change. We're already at the 9th of the month. We have a short month. It's only 28 days. So I'm going to finish up my Four Seasons band sampler. In fact, I'm going to a retreat next week, and I'm so excited because I haven't been to a retreat since I left Florida. And this is a place that is right down the road from me. I had no idea about. Jennifer Ketterman, who is Stitching in the Bluegrass, is the one who told me about it, and there was an opening. and she asked me if I wanted to go, her and her mom, Helena, and I jumped on it. It was really an awesome price. It is all inclusive with the rooms and the stitching area, and it's like a lodge, and we rent out the whole lodge. I think there's 3 different lodges, different sizes. So this is 16 women, and it's just a crafting retreat. They call it Retreat to Complete. A lot of the people that are going are scrapbookers, but then there's several of us that are stitchers. So we're all going to be working together in the same room, working on projects, which is going to be great. They've always arranged when they do this that they do all the cooking in the kitchen that's there. It's fully kitchen, full everything. And everybody shares responsibilities and picks a meal, and they're responsible for that meal. So you only pay for one meal, but you get fed the whole 4 days you're there, which is awesome. But you're paying for a meal for everybody. So it really saves you a lot of money because you're not eating out every day, eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm going to enjoy this so much. I can't wait to show you guys some video from it and talk about it when I get back. It is next weekend, so I leave next Thursday, which is the 16th, and then I come back on Sunday, which will be the 19th. So I'm really excited about that. But I'll be working, if I don't finish this before then, this is where I'm going to finish it there. I'm going to get this done because now it's all stitching that I don't really need to look at the pattern for. So I want to get that done, and then I'm going to also bring the spring bunny and get that completed, the spring chalk bunny. And if I don't finish up my monthlies, I will take those as well with me, and they'll be worked on as well. So I got plenty of things to work on at the retreat for the month of February. And I guess welcome winter is just going to get pushed back since we're almost out of winter at this point. I will get it done sometime during the year so I have it ready for the end of this year. I was going to say next year, but no, it's the end of this year. So that is my plan going forward. So we will see what happens and if I can get those things done. I was putting down 2 projects for each month to get worked on or finished, and I think the goal was too much with the 2 monthlies because they are a little intensive, especially the one, and then having to do ornaments as well. So we'll see. Maybe I just need to get it smoothed out a little where it's flowing a little easier for me because I have so many other things I want to do. I bought fabric to do a quilt, whether it's going to be a table runner or it's going to be a lap quilt. I'm not sure yet. I have the plan in my head of what design I want to do. I still have to pick up a little bit more fabric over at Hobby Lobby next week when the fabric goes back on sale. So I want to start cutting that out and working on that. And I have punch needle that I want to do. There's wool applique that I want to do. So we'll see. We will see. I don't know if I will continue filming every other week or if I will go down to once a month because it is very time consuming to set up and everything and get projects set up to view and then doing the editing on the video and uploading the video. And it does take up a good part of my day off. So, and I don't have 2 days in a row. I have 2 separate days, Thursday and Sunday. So I may cut it down to 1. I don't know. And then maybe on the week that I'm not doing a full video, I'll just do a little, video shorts, or I will do just a snippet video that's like 10 minutes long of things that I have been working on, or give you little sneak peeks of things I've been working on, and then share them at the end of the month. So we'll see. We will see. Or maybe I'll just start doing a vlog type. Again, I've talked about that before, doing just little snippets throughout the month and then just downloading them all together and then sending it. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I'm not going to stop doing videos. I just need to figure out what's going to work best for me, and I will be able to use my time more wisely as far as my crafting goes. So that's what I stitched on. The next thing I wanted to talk about was, let's talk about the giveaways that I did. And I'm just excited about the giveaways because I did the random comment picker. I think I saved it on here. Did I save it on here? Did I save it on my, hold on, let me see where I saved it. Yes, I saved it on here. So I was really excited because both of them ended up being people that are subscribers to my channel and are always commenting on my channel. So I was super psyched about the fact that these two people won, and I was thrilled to pieces, and let's get to it. But one of the things I want to talk about is I was listening, if you don't watch like Kathy and Nancy, the so-and-sos, they are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Nancy does a lot of crafting, so if you are someone that likes to see a variety of crafting, she is a quilter, and she does wool applique, and she does cross stitch and those kind of things, and sewing. So it's really neat. She has this quilt she is doing right now in the latest episode that is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's got this deep color tones to it, and it is beautiful. So you got to go over and check that out. And of course, everybody, sorry, dry throat. Everybody knows about Kathy. Kathy is the stitcher for Teresa Kogut. She does a lot of Teresa Kogut's new release stitches and stuff, and she always has beautiful stitching and stuff. Lots of fun to watch and see what she's working on. But one of the things that they talked about, and I had seen it going on, I had heard about it before, was that the cross-stitch community is having a problem with people adding links to their comments below and have nothing to do with the channel or anything else. So, and it has to do with when you have drawings and winners that they're posting that you won and here's a link, click on the link kind of things. None of us ever add links for you to click on if you have won something that we're giving away. Okay, so one of the things that they're doing, and I agree that it's the right thing to do, is we're no longer going to comment on your comment in reference to winning a giveaway. You have to come back to the next video and look for your name and make sure, and you'll find out that way. We're not going to post it in the comments below or comment to you that you won, because those words, for some reason, or congratulations or anything like that, because those words draw in these trolls that start putting links into our comments and cause issues with people clicking on links thinking it's us and it's not. So I'm going to name the two people. Hopefully you're watching. I know you guys watch all the time and you comment all the time, so I know you will see this. But the first person who won, and it is the snippets, Do What Your Wife Said. And it is, hopefully you can see this. Let me see if I flip it this way, if it's better. It is Sally. Sally, you won the Lizzie Kate. Congratulations. Send me a message at crossmystitches@yahoo.com, and again I'll post down below what my email address is, and we will get that. Well, I will. I don't know who we is, but I will get that out to you. And congratulations. So Sally is not in the US, so she won the one that's for international, and then the one that won for the evergreen chart, which is the Prairie Schooler, which I showed the pillow, and that is the chart, and it is Norma Jean. Norma Jean, you won. So please reach out to me at crossmystitches@yahoo.com and give me your address, and I will get that in the mail to you. Congratulations, ladies. That was awesome. So glad that those went to subscribers that I am aware of and that I know comment at every video and are always so sweet and kind. So we covered that. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the Cross Stitch Plus app. I know a lot of people try to figure out how they can keep track of their cross stitching and what they're working on, and the start dates, the end dates, the fabric, what floss you're using. And I have gone digital with the Cross Stitch Plus app. I do write some of that stuff down in my notes and stuff, so I have notes for it. Sorry if you heard that. That was the cat jumping at a leaf at the window. But I love the Cross Stitch Plus app. Now the Cross Stitch Plus app added a new feature, which is awesome. But before I tell you that, it is on Apple as well as on Android. And you now can use the same account, doesn't matter, because I have an Apple and I have an Android. I only have to pay for one. And I can use both, use it on any device. I can use it on my computer, I can use it on my Android, I can use it on my Apple. And it makes it so simple to keep track of my supplies. I'm looking at my thing right now. So mine happens to look like this. That's the front page of the app. And what I love about this is it has a part where you journal. So when you go into your journal, you can see, and it tells you up here, oh, let me see, I know it's hard to see. It tells you what's on your wish list, what's kitted, what's started, and what's finished. So on my starteds, you can see that I have Miss Christmas Eve right there at the beginning. Let me see if my phone is easier to figure out and you can see. Cross stitch plus, started. There we go. So you can see I've got all my things listed. And if I click on Miss Christmas Eve, you can see a picture of her, and you can add multiple pictures. And you put in, and you can see mine says 2017 Miss Christmas Eve. I put 2017 because that's when I started her. So when I go back to my list, she's always at the top of my list of starteds because it's 2017. That's how I keep track of my oldest and my newest, is by putting that date first. And of course you can see here it tells you who the designer is, it tells you that I started it, this is the date that I started, tells you what linen I'm working on, and then you can put anything else you want on the bottom. Mine says 2/2, jewels are in needle Nick's bag. That tells me where my jewels are, so I didn't lose track of, I keep wanting to look through the top of my glasses so I can see. So if I'm tilting my head up, that's why, it's because I'm trying to see the writing. So that's how it works. So now if I go back in my started, you see she's there. The next one down is 2018, which is Lady of the Flag, in 2019. That's how I keep track of what I've started from the earliest down. When I finish them, you will see dates, but that's the date that I finished in. So when I finish Miss Christmas Eve, I'm going to change the date from 2017 to 2023. And she will go to the bottom of the list of my finishes. There's a lot of finishes on here for the last few years. You can see on the very bottom, it lists, I finished Santa 2018, in 2023, the Mary Kitty Claus, and the Crystal Forest. Those are the three I finished so far. So it makes it a lot easier for me to keep track of things as far as when I started, when I finished, the fabric, and then any information that I think is pertinent, I put in the notes. And it makes it great to do the dates because then you're able to figure out when it was, that it stays at the top of the list, that's your oldest WIP. But the great thing now is that, hold on, I'm going to go back. They have in the settings, which is down here, they have stash stats, which they just started doing. So journal stats, I have 11 kitted, 25 started. I finished a total of 140 projects since I started using this. The previous year I had started 30 projects. The previous year I had finished 28. Current year I started 4, and current year I completed 2. So all my stats are right there. So as I'm talking about my WIPs, and especially if I'm doing my year-end WIP parades, or I'm trying to figure out where I'm at from this year to last year, it's all in the stats now, which is great. And then my top 5 designers, how many patterns I own from these designers. So my top 5 designers at this point are Prairie Schooler. I own 16 Prairie Schoolers, 13 Lizzie Kates, 12 Little House Needleworks, 10 Hands-On Design, and 10 Blackbird Designs. So those are my top 5 designers. This also has a tool where you can do shopping cart, where you can put things in your cart that you have to remember to get, or it has the linen or the fabric calculator for you to figure out what size fabric you need. Your inventory, I have all my charts listed. So you can list charts, you can list threads, you can list linens, and you can put beads in. And then journaling, you do your journaling. For me right now, it says I have 861 charts. I have 176 journal entries. And this is how I keep track of all my stuff, is through this app. It is absolutely fabulous because my phone is always with me. So if I need something and I'm out, if I put in my notes, when I put something in kitted, I can put in the notes if I'm missing anything I need for that kit. So if I happen to go to a store, then I can look and see what I need. So it is a great app. If you haven't taken that dive yet to get the app, $9.99 a year, well worth it. Take as many pictures as you want and add them to your journaling. You can do anything you want. It's an absolutely great app. Let's see, what else? We talked about that. I think that's it. I did do a few purchases. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. And I was going to talk about my designer focus, so I'm going to add that at the end. I did purchase some fabric over at Hobby Lobby. It's the only fabric place I got in town. So I got 25 count steel blue Lugana. So it is a very pretty blue, because I like doing 1/1. I enjoy that. And then I don't think I shared this before, but if I did, I apologize. I had put in during last year, Grant My Stitchy Wish, and a nice Instagram stitcher gifted me the summer basket from Hands On Design, which I really love it. And I've got to buy some fabric to do it, and it's really cute. Love Patriotic. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. We're going to talk about Tempting Tangles. So I'm glad to present a new segment to my videos called Designer Focus. And this episode, we're going to talk about Tempting Tangles designs. Since Lori asked me about the barbecue bear, I think it's Bearbecue is what it is. And I wanted to talk about this designer because she really doesn't get enough attention and credit for her designs. And they are absolutely gorgeous designs. In fact, when I was going across her website, I did find several that I had to put on my wish list. So thank you, Lori, for asking me about the Bearbecue design, because it really made me look at Tempting Tangles again. Deborah is the designer of Tempting Tangles, along with her husband, Stephen. He is her multitask supporter, and she's been around for many years. I know I have seen her in past issues of Just Cross Stitch ornament issues for years back, and she's always got the cutest designs. The first two I'm going to show are freebie designs, so she does have a multiple freebie designs on her website, so make sure you go over there and check those out, because again, just cute designs that are free for you to use. And then I'm going to share with you some of the designs that I love that I think I'm going to want to purchase. In fact, I know I want to purchase them. And they're on my wish list right now. So the first one is the Haunted House. And I don't know the name of the design, so I'm just telling you that's what it is. It's a Haunted House, and I just absolutely love this design. I think the Haunted House is really cool looking. The next one is the cat design, which I just absolutely adore cat designs. This one is so colorful with all the little mice on the floor in a row, and it's just, I just said, okay, that's one I need to do, because all of a sudden I'm interested in typing. I'm interested in stitching all the cat designs. The next one is a patriotic. Look at that red, white, and blue star with the words. It's just really, really up my alley when it comes to patriotic designs. The next one is a cardinal design, because who doesn't love cardinals? And he is just a beautiful standout cardinal in this design. I think it would be beautiful on any kind of fabric, and it's a must stitch for me. And then there's a Jane Austen design. Who's Jane Austen fans out there? It's a beautiful Jane Austen design that I think you probably haven't seen before, and if you're a fan of Jane Austen, you really need to stitch this. And then the last one is an ornament that she did, and I love how she put the beaded around for the handle, but then she put fringe bead on the bottom of it, which made it look so special. So if you don't know who Tempting Tangles and you don't know Deborah's designs, then please go over to her website. Again, I'll post a link down below. It is temptingtanglesdesigns.com, and check her out, because there are a plethora of designs there. These are only the ones that I chose to go on my wish list. I didn't even go through all the designs. I was just trying to see what was available on her site. So go check her out. Okay, so that wasn't my best work on that designer focus. It's going to take me some work to get that to work out the way I want. Hopefully you will go and visit her channel, her website, and check out her designs. I did have to film that on my iPad so I can insert photos because I cannot insert them on my laptop. So I'm going to have to figure out something to make that work more smoothly than it did. I will work on that. Thank you so much for visiting with me and liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please take a minute to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button to be notified when I upload a new video. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.